So, anyways, whoever took over Kevin Hill's body from National City and his family, which they're participants, it's just, I could be wrong in my sci-fi, and it's just my crazy brain, but Sherry Hill, Kevin Hill, and his brother had known to me, and Olivia and Ronald Hill could just be, Violet and Harold from First Avenue, with Daryl and Harold as their sons and Sherry as their daughter. From 1966, 7, 8, 9, 70s. When I was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Kevin Hill, whatever they did with using his body, is the first person who's going to tell me in 1989, January, that they're satanic and show me a Bible upside down, hollowed out, or something. In the same room in which I got pregnant with Joseph, in which I was probably knocked out and artificially inseminated with Oliver's sperm instead, where it was kept and hidden to me till today, 53 years later. So, in 1989, Kevin Hill, Sherry Hill were my only leads, to whom I thought was Joseph's father, being Joe. And Kevin Hill is going to be in work furlough. And he's going to then overtake work furlough, and I'm going to become the Alpha Project. Work furlough was developed for those who were in prison to be able to come out and be able, I believe, I don't know, I'm not exactly factual true about it. It's something like, even if they were on probation and was to bring them back out and ease them into the world from prison, giving them a chance and opportunity in life to live right rather than live it wrong. Giving them jobs, giving them leadership and programs on how to live different and without drugs and alcohol and insane acts. And Kevin Hill, whatever evil over his body, took it over at that time in 1989. Taking advantage of the less fortunate and those opportunity times. And that's why nobody has been living the mission statements of anywhere I have been. Everybody's just dead, and the FU is supposed to be fuck you to me. So that's an enemy, and that's how they talk and everything. Aiden from Blood Diamonds, Africa, was even involved. They put the diamonds in the fighting chickens and send them to America. Now, what's really strange is a fighting cock rooster is not what represents Satan in the Bible at all. He's a snake, period. Where they came in through using chickens to represent Diablo. Well, a chicken is not a goddamn snake, so how can it represent Diablo? But shake that chicken's foot and rip his head off and do your little show. Now remember, whatever their evil of alien species is in attacks, they want to say it's witchcraft, but it's not. They walk in two in pairs and one, like these. So whatever's overtaking their bodies of evil, when they attack their victims and are plotting and scheming. That's how they are. 2 and 1. Two and 1. Now, continuing with my sci-fi, every single one are actually dead bodies being used around by technology. They're called sleepers, and they're all posted right in here. Keziah. Their minds are overtaken by evil that's really in them. And those of integrity from the beginning of time have been having to play. They're so highly dangerous that they hologram in near them. And I'm right. Governments are not supposed to be switching every 4 to 2 years. The empress and emperor are to stay that forever and rule over their own land that Abba gave them. So these are all bodies that have been murdered and unfound or registered as dead. Well, their identities have been taken over. Now remember, I went over to Kevin Hill's, but he didn't pop outside. They used Sherry Hill and some other girl's body to come outside and give a show. So they just freeze people through life and grow their body parts and whatnot. They don't even have the originals. The original Joseph, John, and Nathan I gave birth to were taken by my husband at birth. I don't even know what they really look like. Look, you see that one? Yeah, they think they're getting information from me still when we're home in San Diego. It's over. Yeah, it's over. That's the one that's going to play in Donald Walter's body. It's going to be the one that's in JT's body. It's going to be the one that was just laying there's body. Yeah, it's the most ooey. The one most addicted to me. He was Jonathan Barber, who stole Joseph, John, and Nathan. But they were really just waxy and body bites that they used on him. When they did Joseph, the Satanic wedding in Las Vegas, see it just swallow? You see it just do its deep swallow? No. I guess they were trying to make people think that they didn't have rights in America anymore. But that we had to do it all over again. No. Everybody's supposed to educate their own selves, basically research what their civil rights, legal rights in America are. They're the ones having fits because we're going to clean the illegal aliens out of our country. The thing is they've revealed themselves completely to Eric Goman and Bobby, who's my husband, Oliver Joseph Reno Ibuster. He's approximately 12 to 15 years older than me, and he was there when they made me. There's no reason for any black people or women to be around me or anything because they never had them around me before at all. And there are the Asian descendants that came in through the Aztecs and Africa and everywhere else. And I always, through life, goofed up their plans. Like when I went to the San Diego ATF, the National City, before they moved it up to the Balboa area. In 1992, when Don Duffy gave me the gun, when they were doing a legal drug deal with Borrego. Dorothy Williams still lives. She killed Jerry Williams. Scrap disposal. Scrap disposal. The recycling centers. Yeah. They did terrible things to people at San Diego Rescue Mission. I've never really lived in a car in my life. But don't let me do creative writing where they all live in their cars. And they really eat feces. And when they clean the U-Hauls, when they clean the mini buckets out, that's really their food. The outhouses.